Hello there, world of tankers! Welcome to the channel. I'm your host, Droodles Blitz, and in today's video, we're going to be playing in the O47, a Tier 8 Blitz Nation Premium Medium. Why? Well, it's because this is the last time the vehicle is ever going to be sold. Yes, you heard that correct. The last time the O47 is ever going to be sold for. So, in today's video, I figured I'd review the vehicle, showcase its overall capabilities, and my personal opinion on the tank on whether or not this is ever a vehicle you should consider picking up. My guess to why this is the last time Wargaming is ever selling the tank is down to the fact that their licensing is expired. The creator of this vehicle does not work for Wargaming, so it's possible that there was licensing agreements and they are now expiring after, 8 years. So that's probably what the reality of the situation is. And because of that, Wargaming is no longer going to be able to sell this tank. And it's probably why we've been seeing a lot of monetization towards this vehicle over the last year. The O47 used to be super rare, and Wargaming never sold it. And then over the last year, I've seen it sold 5 or 6 times. So that's probably what's happening. But yes, Wargaming has said that this will be the last time the tank is ever sold. And as much as I don't trust everything Wargaming says, I am quite confident that this probably will be the last time it is sold. Honestly, the O47 is quite a solid vehicle. It's not one of those useless tier 8s that, isn't worth anything. It is actually a pretty fun vehicle. Plus, it's a premium, which means, unlike collectors, you can still sell it for credits and buy it back for credits. So that's actually pretty nice, and it's one of those rare mechanics that you still don't have. Plus, being a premium means that you can't change its statistics. However, I should mention that it also probably won't ever get touched again. If Wargaming's never going to sell this tank again, then it also means they're probably never going to care about balancing it, so that is something to keep in mind. Nice shell into the enemy Salma. One thing to know about the O47 is it does actually feature pretty good levels of turret armor. Enough that you will get bounces, and you'll be able to do pretty well. I didn't know I had gold loaded there, but that's fine. We still pen the shell, so as long as I'm dealing damage, that's all that really matters. We have the Salma. Oof. The on-movement dispersion on this tank is a solid 4 out of 10. It's not bad, but it's definitely not good. But this thing does have 290 millimeters of heat pen, which means that you will cut through any enemy armor. But, God, this gun sometimes, bruh. Should not be missing those easy shots. I will definitely say that. Alright, well, there you go. Another nice pen into the action. We've done 700 damage so far. We haven't really bled anything in return. There you go. Nice shot into the Samwa. We're not dealing much damage, but we are bleeding out the enemy slowly, slowly, slowly. Nope. That shell did not go where I wanted it to at all. Well, we reload again. We still got 17 shells, so it's not like we're running out of ammo anytime soon. Alright. Nice shell into the Samwa there. And nice shell into the Samwa again. Samwa is quite low on health, but our team is not doing very well. This is what happens when your team ends up pushing to this flank of the map. It's not a very surprising result. It really isn't. This side of the map sucks. Oh, cringe. I didn't even think that player had a shot. There you go. We love this vehicle's on-movement dispersion. Alright, let's back up. Let's aim it on the T28. I'm going to go for the T28's track wheel. The one thing you'll notice about this vehicle is it's quite large, and because of that, it's not an easy tank to poke, because most people have the shot on you quite quickly on. But we do have the Action 10. We have the T28. There you go. Another nice shot. Yes, she was not very healthy, but you know what? We're getting bleeds out, and let's aim it on that Samwa. Really? 167? That's tragic. Alright, let's aim it on the IS-3. And boom, boom. Nice 254. And let's see if we can get another shell into the Action 10. There you go. 193. Now, this tank does have 240 damage per shot, which means that if we do get a slight high roll, just like that, we can actually get the clear into that player. So, we obviously have the Barask on our flank. And okay. Well, you know what? The IS-3 bounced me, which means I can move up on the IS-3, just like so. Load a gold shell, get the clearance of that player. We have the Samwa in the back, which I also would love to be able to get a shell into, but unfortunately the Samwa is able to go through our hull. The O47 did fine, and you can see it's a pretty flexible tank. It has 8 degrees of gun depression, really good turret armor, and a pretty troll hull, which allowed us to deal 2,900 damage. And I would assume get at least a decent amount of credits. Well, we only made 13,000 because we spammed premium ammo that game. How much money do we spend on premium ammo? Yeah, 41,000 because every tank we were firing upon had armor. At the end of the day, if your team goes to the heavy flank on Rockfield, which is what they did, you will most likely lose. I say this every time, and I will continue to say it every time. There's nothing you can do, because you know the moment your team goes to heavy flank, they're going to be bad. Now, the enemy team also went to the heavy flank, but unfortunately, our team did a worse job there. So, oh well. I literally did as much damage as I could. I farmed out that Salma every second I could. Farmed out the Action 10 every second I could. I honestly don't even know how our team managed to struggle that much. All they had to do is stay in cover and we would have won. But, oh well. Let's go into another game, and let's hope that it performs. Actually, the 047 performed fine. Let's just hope our team performs a little bit better. So up against us this game, we have an IS-6. We have a T-77. That's about it. All right. Let's move up. Let's see what we can do. Hoobler. There you go. Unban me? Bruh. From what? How did you get banned? People always get banned for doing stupid things. And then they ask me to unban them. And I'm like, what did you get banned for? Did you say the N-word? Like, I don't know. We got a T-77. We'll see what happens. I do have some support on the medium flank, but not a crazy amount. And got to be careful about that. Let's aim it on the IS-6, though. Boom. Easy 240. You know, I'm not really sure what the plan was of that IS-6. Like, bro just drove up the hill for some reason and expected that to be, like, a good play. Let's back up before we get shot. It's, Stridzvon 81's in a little goofy of a position. We have the lightweight. I'm so close to being able to hit that lightweight. So close. There you go. 244. Not bad. Back up. Lightweight can't hit me. And there you go. Another 230. Not bad. We're dealing damage. We're bleeding out the enemy. This Chiri is YOLOing for some reason, which we get a shell into. And I was hoping that Ram would kill him. I'm just aiming on the lightweight, honestly. The lightweight is a bigger threat and needs to get out of this game. So, overpoke. Nice 300 damage shell. I'm going to assume that our Stridzvon's going to get that clear. So I'm going to move over towards the Type 59. Try and get some bleeds into this player. So let's move up. They don't have any tank destroyers, so I don't need to worry about that at all. So let's just aim it on the rear. Oh, whoa. Okay. Alrighty then. Why we gotta tunnel me? It's like the moment Droodles get spotted, we gotta look at him. Bruh. Yeah, you poobler. Alright, well. Bye-bye. Not a bad result, though, so far. Unfortunately, our heavy flank is doing pretty awful. Oh, wow. Wow. I hate guns that don't have good on-movement dispersion, I'll be honest. It's so incredibly irritating to have an easy shot and then just miss. Alright, there you go. 170. Better than nothing. We do have a KV-5 as well, which is good, because that's obviously a decent... What? Okay, bro. Alright. I guess you're just built different. Just snapping that shot, like, I don't even know. I really don't. But, you know, we hit our shell in return. I just can't believe that he snapped that shot. That is so bogus. We're probably going to lose this game. Our team is not doing very well. Nice. Hit the roof of that IS-6, which is pretty sweet. Our KV-5 definitely needs to push in, though, if we want a chance of winning this. I'm keeping an eye on the IS-6. There's the IS. And bonk. There you go. 206. Alright, well... Where's our Stridzvon? Our Stridzvon is actually still pretty healthy, which is obviously quite important. KV-5's getting bleeds, which is also very important. We have the T-77, which I get a nice shell into. I want the T-77 out of the game. I hate that tank. It is by far the most overpowered cringe vehicle in the game, so getting that player knocked out is obviously a very, very important play. And my guess is they're going to back up right into my trap. Perfect. So there you go. T-77 cleared. We have the Mod 1 on the flank. There you go. Nice 230 into his vehicle. We back up. And we aim it again. Boom. Another nice 240. Mod 1's now bled quite a substantial amount. Aim it on the roof. Boom. 243. get the clear. And all that's left at this point is the IS-6. So let's head over towards that player. But yeah, a pretty solid game. You can definitely see why this vehicle is not bad. Like, as I said, the arm movement dispersion can be a little annoying, but you have to have some downsides for the armor this vehicle does get. And, what? What was that? Bro, there's no way. Oh, well. There you go. We get a 199 at least, which I guess is better than nothing. I'm just gonna, honestly, die, because at this point, it doesn't matter. We're gonna win anyway. I'm very surprised the IS-6 just insta-turned and snapped me, though. It always surprises me what people get away with, because if I was in the IS-6, I would have at least aimed for half a second. But bro just insta-penned. But it does not matter, because we are at 950 on the base cap. IS-6 misses that shell by a mile, and he's dead. I have no clue what our Stridsvahn's doing, to be honest. I don't know what bro's doing. But 998, 992, and just like that, our KV-5 gets the clear, and we get a win. I'll give our KV-5 some credit. I mean, I don't know what he was doing for the first half of the battle, but he cleaned up in the second half. He did his job, he pushed, and we definitely got a much easier chance of winning that game. And we ended up acing the vehicle, so even though the first battle we didn't earn too many credits, this game we earned 163,000, which definitely evened it out. So, yeah, I think the 047 it's a decent tank. I don't think it's anything amazing. I think there are better vehicles, but if it's a tank that you want to get before it's not sold ever again, it's definitely a decent pickup. So you can let me know your personal feelings and opinions down below. As always, if you enjoyed today's content and you want to see more like it, please consider smashing that subscribe button. See you all in the next one. Bye-bye.